Hello everyone, welcome to PPC Roundtable episode 6. In this today's video, we are going to deep dive into automatic campaigns. Now I know automatic campaign has been there in Amazon space for long, but today we are going to see in detail whether it is still relevant in 2024. What are the strategies around it, how a common seller can start using automatic campaign and whether he should use it or not. So I have joined in by Mr. Sandeep. Hi Mr. Sandeep, how are you doing?
Hello, everyone. I'm good. Thank you, Sami.
Yeah. So let's start. Okay, let's start with automatic campaigns. Now let's start with the first thing, first topic. Is it still relevant in 2024?
Auto campaigns, yes, very much relevant. Auto is something I think Amazon, way back when they started advertising, they had auto as a main campaign that they had started with. And back then, there were no ad groups. So it was just campaign and the auto campaign. So there were no ad group. And then within ad groups, we had targeting. So the targeting was earlier at a campaign level only. There was no, so because since it was only auto. But then over the period of time, they have evolved. The advertising, Amazon advertising has evolved, and they have brought in ad group, and then the targeting is at ad group level, the search term level, all of those at a ad group level is happening. But it is very much relevant. Auto is something that one should always be running, irrespective of the fact, whether they are a old seller or a new seller. So autos like evergreen, are always relevant, very helpful, provided we do it just the right way.
Got it. Now, as an Amazon seller, we are always complaining, right? We are always complaining. First, when automatic campaign released, we complained about not having right targeting. Then we complained about not having the proper bidding strategies. Then we complained about not having the proper placement settings. Now Amazon have given everything, right? We have our bidding strategies, we have our placement, even rest of the search. So again, when we talk about automatic campaigns, there are four targetings, right? Close, lose, substitute, complements. Mr. Sandeep, would you like to describe each of these targeting types, how they behave, and how a seller can use them specifically?
Certainly. So auto has basically four match types within it: close match, loose match, substitute, and complements. So these are the four targeting that are allowed in the auto campaigns. Close match is mainly towards keyword targeting, and loose match also. So close and loose basically both are for keyword targeting, whereas supplements and complements is basically towards the product targeting. Now, in close match and loose match, what happens is close match is basically if a search term is, let's say, for example, whey protein, and I am selling, for example, plant-based protein. So then, if I have a product and my product is indexed for a bunch of keywords, and there is a search term which is loosely related to my product, then the loose match will come into effect. However, if I'm selling plant protein and the search is also related to, let's say, plant pea protein or something like that, then the close match will come into effect. So all those search terms are captured, accordingly, either by close match or a loose match. Same goes with complements and supplements. When we have a product that we are following targeting, for example, on a product detail page or on a search page, anywhere, if we get a placement, same applies. So basically, supplement is something like, for example, if I'm selling a plant protein, whey protein or plant protein, pea protein, anything kind of that, all of my competitor products who are also selling something similar, I'm gonna target them. So Amazon is basically gonna target them for me. However, for complements, Amazon is going to target wherever my product also complement a particular product. For example, let's say if there is somebody who's a health conscious and is having, for example, creatine, okay, or is having something like pre-workout, so then possible that Amazon may target a whey protein also towards something which it complements. Why? Because the customer is likely to buy same. It's like pencil and rubber. So complement where pencil. If I am a pencil seller, I may get placements on a rubber product page as well, eraser product page as well. Why? Because it complements. So that's simply close match, loose match, and supplement and complements put together basically.
Is there any kind of cost difference when you talk about bits in terms of this four?
Yes, we have noticed based on the data, close match usually is costlier, and supplements is usually costlier. So among all the four. So close and loose basically put together. So close are usually costlier, and then in supplement complement, supplement is usually costlier. However, we cannot assume that. We generally start with either the suggested bits or a standard bit for all of them, and based on our optimization, we increase the bits or decrease the bits.
Definitely. Okay. Now, obviously, there are myths around that when we start automatic campaigns, we give maximum control to Amazon, right? And Amazon decides, okay, how should be the bids, or if let's assume you're doing not using fixed bids, okay. So Amazon will decide which product to show, which keywords and all. And if rather than if we choose manual targeting, where we are choosing everything, which keywords, which products to target, so do you think there is a difference that Amazon looks at in terms of automatic campaign versus a manual campaign? That okay, automatic campaign, since Amazon has the main control of it, and it also gives Amazon the freedom to charge a lot, right? So do you think there that is the case, that the A9 algorithm gives more favor to automatic campaigns than manual campaign?
There are, it's like a coin. Both sides are there for the coin. One side is which is more, optimistic side, which is positive side, is since it is controlled by the Amazon system, the algorithm, they know more than us. So this definitely we can say that, the algorithm knows much more than any individual, any one of us. So we can give control to them and let them decide. But on the other hand, we have also experienced that Amazon tends to spend money. Okay, you can spend as much as you want. There is no limit to it. We have had accounts where they have spent 1 lakh, 2 lakh in a day, and still
Mhm.
Amazon is ready to spend even more because it's huge, it's humongous. So it's both sides of the coin. We have to evaluate whether we can trust Amazon and how much can we trust. Okay, if we really want to get the positives out of it, then of course we should explore, but with caution. Okay, we should have some limits, some budget, some bids under our control, the bidding strategy in our control, and then lose a bit of control where Amazon decides the placements. Okay, the only control that we should give to Amazon should be they deciding the placement based on the, our product detail page, basically based on how we are indexed, but have some control at our own end as well.
Mhm. Got it. We have done a video last episode where we showed how a few accounts and we looked over the match types, and we found that broad modifier was the cheapest match type on all those accounts, and that was giving the cheapest CAC, or cost per acquisition, or cost per sale. So, and also we have found that in terms of ranking, obviously, when we talk about brands are at different stages of their life cycle. Right? Some might be focusing a lot of their products in ranking. So for that, they might be creating a lot of ranking campaigns. And when we talk about ranking, they might be focusing a huge chunk of their budget in exact. And also, we have seen that broad also impacts, or broad modifier also impacts so much in ranking, but it costs almost one third of what exacts cost. When you talk about ranking a little bit, uh, what do you think that automatic campaigns, is they are effective in ranking, or should we look didn't should we do not count automatic campaign, or our goal shouldn't be on ranking at all when we focus on automatic campaigns?
Autos are generally discovery campaigns where the job is to get us as many as relevant search terms or relevant products that we can target. That is the main objective of an auto campaign. Beyond that, again, another objective at times the auto campaigns have is basically to give us orders at a cheaper clicks, because auto gets placements on second, third pages also, usually because Amazon has so many placements plus campaigns. Mostly people target a certain keyword. So if there is a keyword which is not that competitive, auto campaign can target that either through loose match or a close match. Same goes with the product also. So we can get such placements which usually manual cannot. So in that case, there is less competition. Less competition means less CPC. Less CPC means less ACoS. So that is the second objective, basically, to get at a lower ACoS orders. Other than that, I don't think we should consider ranking as part of auto campaigns, because again,
Mhm.
we don't have control over it. So if we don't have control over it, then we cannot be specific. Okay, these are the bunch of keywords that I want to rank for, and hence we cannot give much. We cannot expect much from auto in terms of ranking of a keyword.
Okay, since we're talking about ranking, right? So we know that automatic campaigns, obviously, they also have targetings that behaves as product targeting. So do you think product targeting also influences ranking? Is there any effect? Would you like to describe a little bit about product targeting?
Yeah, so if product targeting as a manual campaign, if we talk about, then it does impact the ranking because most of the people don't understand the way product targeting works. The way product targeting works, it does not mean that it only gets placements on product pages. Okay, if you have a product targeting campaign and you go and check the placements in a product targeting campaign or an ASIN campaign, you would see the placements are also for top of the search. Okay, now if there is a placement on top of the search, then that means the product targeting campaign is getting placement on top of the search. Now how is that possible? It is possible because when we target a particular competition product, then it's basically following that particular ASIN. So wherever that ASIN is going to go organically, our campaign is going to try and bid for the placements there, and if we win the auction, we get the placements. So that means if somebody is searching for, let's say, whey protein again, then if there is any product which is getting placement out of those 48 organic results on product search page, then I might have a possibility to get a placement either on top of the search or a rest of a search, even though if I'm not targeting whey protein anywhere in my campaign. So with this, you can know that it is basically the product targeting is following the ASIN that we have targeted, be it on a search
Yeah,
page or on a product page.
yeah. So would you like to share your screen and show us generally where this auto campaigns ad shows up? Any different placements also?
Well, we can definitely look at screen. Let me share my screen. However, I don't believe there is any much difference in terms
Hmm.
of placements. But let's look at the screen and see what we can find out. So if I go to Amazon, .in or .com anywhere, let's say I go to Amazon.com. While it loads, let me also open India. Okay, so India has come up for me. So let me search again for whey protein. So if I search for whey protein, now this is a search page result, and we can see there are 48 placements, organic placements on this page. Now the organic placement, this is Optimum Nutrition on is #1 organic ranked here for this whey protein keyword. Now these three that we see again on XLR8 and Ojiva, so we see four of them. This does not mean that these four had bid on the whey protein as a keyword. There is a possibility that somebody may be targeting this as a bestseller. Possible, let's say XLR8 may have targeted this at a in a pro targeting campaign, or they may have even gone into Nextel where they have put top of the search, let's say 200 or 400 percentage. Then also possible that they may have got this placement, or they may have got because of the keyword targeting. So it is difficult to say. We cannot say why they have got all of these placements, but auto can also get them these placements. Any auto campaign can also give us these placements. Okay, you may have seen as a new seller, when people run the only auto campaigns, they also get sometimes top of the search from the auto also. So this is also applicable anything in the rest of the search. So rest of the search, these placements that we see, if you see, this is also possible that we may get through auto. And if I move to any product detail page, so let me just pick this bestseller. So if I click on this, I move to the detail page of this particular product. Now in this detail page also there are placement. Okay, the sponsored placements, if we talk about, if we scroll down, we see related products with free delivery on eligible orders. Okay, now these related products is nothing but substitute and complements. Okay, so this is highly likely substitute. If it is a whey protein, substitute. Whey protein, all of these, if you see, they are substitute. But if I scroll to the right and find something which is not a whey protein but something in the same niche, that means it's a supplement placement. Okay, it's a supplement placement, possibly from auto campaign, or maybe there is a very exact ASIN targeting done by the particular seller or the brand. So this way we can say that there is no specific placements. We can have manual as well as auto placement at the same place. Now customer frequently viewed, is also, here you can see this is also possible substitute or complement, maybe doing, or maybe the manual campaign keyword targeting. So all of these placements, product related to this item is also. So anywhere it is possible that Amazon may be giving placement to an auto or a manual. We cannot differentiate. At least that is what I know. There is hardly for us to know a way to differentiate whether this particular placement has come because of an auto or a manual.
Yeah, what you said is really interesting. You said that when we look at product targeting, it is not always that your ad will appear in the product listing, the product detail page. It may appear where the product shows up correlated to that, or inside of that, or maybe some other placement where that product is there which you are targeting, right? Would you like to describe it a little bit more?
Yeah, sure. So let's say, for example, again, I have done a product targeting campaign, and in product targeting campaign, let's assume I am selling this, way, gold standard way on. So this product is mine, let's assume, and it has got a placement here, sponsored placement on top of the search. Now, being one of the best sellers in the category, possible that I may be targeting the next bestsellers. Maybe I'm targeting Muscle Blaze because this has got a bestseller badge, or maybe as it is. So I'm targeting them. So if I'm targeting Muscle Blaze, let's example. So Muscle Blaze has got an organic placement on this particular page for this keyword. So if Muscle Blaze has come here for this ASIN, and I was doing product targeting using this product to targeting to this Muscle Blaze. Now, possibly that I may have got this placement because of that also. So our product targeting basically simply means wherever this Muscle Blaze will go, whichever keyword, whichever page, second page, fifth page, or some different keyword, okay, maybe some other keyword. So anywhere organically Muscle Blaze will come, I am telling Amazon as a on whey protein that please give me a sponsored placement. I'm ready to bid for the placement. I'm ready to go for the auction. If I win the auction, I get the placement. So that is what product targeting also means, beyond the basic understanding of, which is, if I'm targeting, let's say for example, that which is a bestseller, Muscle Blaze whey protein. If I'm doing a product targeting, people think that I get a placement here. So these are like sponsored product placements. So these maybe some more placements, just above reviews like these. So possible. So this way we can see. Okay, this way we can see whether we can get placement from here or also on a search page. So it is possible placement anywhere.
Got it. I think that was a detailed explanation. So I think we are best at showing data, right? So let's do one thing here. Let's go over a few of the clients' accounts and see how their automatic campaign budget distribution is, right? And whether they are doing good or not.
Right. So this is one of the account that we had done the analysis for, the audit for. So you can see we have done
I think you need to
hourly
zoom
basis
it down a
analysis
little
for
bit.
them for okay, so let me just do 250%. So you can see here
Yeah.
it is like, midnight to 1 to every hour we are doing the analysis, also on a weekday level, whether it is a weekend kind of a business that we get the most, or is it the weekdays. So here we can see Monday is the highest business as compared to Saturday, Sunday. So that definitely means that I don't do much business over the weekends. Rather, it is the weekdays. So when people go to office, that is when they buy my kind of product. So if this is my brand, okay. So I get that analysis, plus also at an hourly basis for a sponsored product, we can get detailed metrics, all of them. However, important is for us to look at the match type. So here we are at a match type. So for this particular account, we can see sponsored product auto. So this is the auto that we see, where we can see clearly we have 41% of the ad spend. It's contributing a good number of sales also for us. However, it
Mhm.
is, everything is being given to the Amazon. So on a platter we have given Amazon to decide which targeting to do for us, which keyword, which product to go for. Instead, it is better if we have our own strategy, identify 5, 10, 20 different products, identify 20, 50 different keywords based on the budget, of course, you have, and then have a strategy for them. Okay, that is much better as compared to giving it to the auto, because auto is going to decide its own way. If we do it, we can then decide whether I want to be very exact, I can give budget to exact. If I want to be very broad, I can decide to give budget to the broad. Or if I want to be somewhere in between, maybe phrase or a broad modifier, I can go that way as well. But it is better to give to take control and decide, instead of giving it to the Amazon. In this case, we can clearly see that they have given a lot of control to auto. very clearly it is visible. And the other account that we had done the audit of, if we jump to that also, we can look at them. Now whenever I see a brand giving a lot of control to the auto, it simply means that auto worked for them. Maybe initially they started and they are still depending on the auto only. So that means they don't have much of their own strategy. They are just dependent on Amazon. Amazon is giving them the business, so they are okay. The day Amazon decides to take away the business, they'll be like, they'll
Mhm.
panic, and it'll be difficult for them. This
Yeah.
account also, we can see same strategy here. Sponsored product auto, here also 37%,
Can you zoom a
38%
little
of
bit?
the budget is being given to the auto. I'm sorry. Let me zoom. Yeah. So here also we can see clearly that auto also has 38%. The highest spend share is given to the auto. So again, if you have a brand and where you are spending a lot of the auto, then I think it is time for you to evaluate and see, is it something that you really want to do, or
Mhm.
instead, have some strategy in place and take control in your hands.
Yeah, I think on a video on our PPC episode 3, where we audited few brands, so I think some were spending around 30 lakhs a month in ads. Another was spending around 12 lakhs. Another was spending around $50,000 in ad spend a month. And there we saw a trend of exact match spending. They were spending huge on exact match, almost all the accounts. And here we are seeing a trend on auto campaigns. So let me ask you this question, okay? Out of all the accounts that we're managing, what do you think is the best budget allocation for automatic campaign? How much should we generally have to give?
Ideally, I would say 10% is a good place to be, in terms of spend share of your account to sponsored product auto. It's a good number. If you can keep even under that,
Mhm.
7% is even better. But 10% is a safe number, I would say, for an account to operate. However, accounts like this, which are very dependent on auto, um, if if there is any account like this, then they cannot just move to 10% from 30-40%. And it's going to take time, but slowly and gradually they should work on it. Maybe have a weekly review and slowly bring this down, give budget to other match types and take from auto. But 10% is a safe number, I would say.
Mhm. So now we know the budget, right? So what is the general go-to strategy for creating automatic campaigns? We know there are a lot of budgeting, then bids. Let's say I'm a seller, I want to start creating automatic campaigns. So what should be the general target goal, and how should we create?
Yeah. So the budgeting, or the way we should set up auto in order to maximize auto, and also not lose control, is basically create one auto campaign with all the match types, possibly somewhere either suggested bid or less than that, 20% less than that, unless it is showing very high. So create a one auto campaign with all the match types, with whatever normal regular budget that you give, daily budget. Start with that one single campaign with all the match types. Then create four separate campaigns with four different match types. So one campaign for close match only, all the other three targeting to be disabled in it. One with loose match, all the other three disabled, and similarly supplement and complement. So four campaigns like this, so total five campaigns. And one auto campaign, sixth campaign, to be a catch-all campaign, where we give the daily budget to be around 10,000 rupees. Of course, even if you don't have that kind of a budget, it is not going to spend 10,000. What you are going to do in this case is, the bid will be 1 rupee. So you start with 1 rupee bid with 10,000 daily budget. All the other campaigns in auto, you can have whatever bid daily budget you set, like for example 500, 200, 300, 1000, whatever your goals are. Based on that, you can give the budget. And
Mhm.
bids, you can start. If you have a data based on CPC or suggested or less than suggested, you can decide. But total six campaigns, four separate match types, and two with all the match types in them, one with a very high daily budget and a low bid.
So what is the general goal with the catch-all campaign? Why setting up budget, and what kind of is it going to give us very less ACoS? How is it?
Yeah, see, the objective is, this catch-all campaign is going to give you results. Maybe, may not. Okay, it may work, may not work, but it's going to
Mhm.
take time for sure. For you to get a result out of it, it's going to take time, at least 3 months. sometimes even 6 months or a year, but you have to keep this on. Why? Because it's bringing you traffic at a very cheap clicks. So have this on. Don't turn this off unless it is really spending a lot. If it is, then you can control the bids or the daily budget, but have this on because it's going to give you results in a very longer horizon. I have seen accounts who have had this for, let's say, a longer horizons like 6 months or so. Then they start getting results out of it also, and we look back, we see the objective out of it is basically get cheap clicks at a low ACoS. Okay, so get orders at a low ACoS basically, because the ACoS is dependent on CPC. CPCs are usually low in catch-all because we are keeping, we starting with 1 rupee and increasing only like 1 to 1.25 or 1.5, or in dollar also we start with somewhere around 0. 0.1, 0. 0.2, something like that, and then slowly we increase. So objective is to get cheap clicks so that we can get low ACoS orders if we get conversion, and then expect that we get these placements on positions which usually people are not going after, something like second page, third page. A lot of the times very few people do move on to the second page and third pages, and if they can find us there in low bid auto catch-all, we can get that at a very cheap and also expect an order from there. So that's how the strategy is basically to reduce our ACoS.
Mhm. Got it, definitely. Okay, now, obviously, for detailed analysis of your account, obviously you need the data, right? And you have to structure data in a proper way to understand what is going on the account. So I think we have done one video on episode 3 of PPC Roundtable where we audited an account that was doing around 3.5 CR a month with 30 lakhs in ad spend. In that video, we also showed how you can do a audit and prepare all the sheet that we shared with you right now. How you can prepare it for you, which reports you need to download, which formulas you need to use in Google Sheet or Excel, and how you can come up with these numbers to know exactly the breakdown of each and every data point, where you're spending, how much you're spending, is it relevant or not? Because without knowing the data points, you cannot analyze and optimize your account. So I'll do one thing. I'll add that video link in the I button or in the description. You can probably check that out. And next, I think one important thing is when we turn on automatic campaigns, the another aspect of this or another chapter of it also turns on, that is search term report analysis, right? So how effective this is? What should be the duration of checking this, and what should the next step? Let's assume we check this report. What should be the next step as well?
All right. So, if you have learned anything new so far, I think it is worth liking this video. If you have watched it
Yeah.
so far, if you have picked up anything new, please do like this video and also comment auto in the comment box below. It's going to help us really a lot. Um, and moving on to the next question, which is basically the search term report. Now, any report which is out there in Campaign Manager, it is there for reporting and analysis purpose. Um, a person who's actually managing advertising is a specialist. Okay, it's a data specialist, ad specialist, and for a specialist it is important to understand the data, be analytical, review the data, have different approaches towards the data, so that you can take you can take insights out of it which otherwise is not possible. Okay, so Amazon gives us the report in a very a boring format where it is very difficult for us to find anything out of it. So you have to learn some basics of Excel to in order to pick up and have insights out of it. But having said that, search term report is one of the report which is very much important for us to analyze on a regular basis. So if we are spending a lot on auto, based on our budget, we may have to review the search term report maybe a weekly basis, or maybe even lesser than that, or some cases maybe at a monthly level. Again, it depends what is the budget we are spending, what is our target ACoS, all of that things are dependent here. But search term report is very, very, very important. We look at search term report again based on the goals of the account on a regular interval. And while we do that, we look at not just the terms that are bleeding or that are converting, we also look at the match types that are performing for us. So we look at a match type level also to identify which match type is doing better for us and which is not, and
Mhm.
use the basics of Excel, something like a chart, pivot tables, VLOOKUP formulas, to identify all of the insights that we are getting out of it and implement them. So that is the objective. So system report, very helpful. Unfortunately, Amazon does not give us the system report for more than 65 days. We only get for 65 days. So if you are if you understand the importance of data, what you would do is you would download your daily system report on a monthly basis. So this is what I do. I go to campaign manager, sponsored reports, sponsored product. Then I go to system report. In system report, I do the filter of daily. Okay. We have an option of summary, but I choose daily. You can do summary also. I do daily. I'll tell you why I do daily. I select daily and then I do download it for every month. So 1st to 31st January is downloaded on a daily basis. Next, I'm gonna go and download end of the February. I'll download 1st to 28th of February daily basis. That doesn't mean that I don't evaluate system report on a weekly basis. I do. It's just that on a daily basis, as a repository, I download and then I put them all together. Because by doing so, I can plot on a daily basis how my campaigns have performed in a week. For example, there are 7 weeks in my one of the screenshots I had shown you. Sorry, in one of the audit I had shown you Monday the performance, Tuesday the performance. That is only possible because I had done that on a daily basis. So then I can plot the data here for last 6 months, 1 year, whatever I've been working on an account to see which day of the week, as per search report, what my performance is. So that is one thing. Match type we'll evaluate, and then also, of course, the bleeders and the opportunities that we can find out of the system report. So very helpful report.
Mhm. Got it, definitely. Okay, what I'll do is I'll link all the last episodes of APC Roundtable in the description. You can go and check that out. We have done a couple of crazy episodes where we have audited a brand, spending 3.5 CR and showed you how to audit it. We have found the cheapest match type that is working in 2024. And I think we have also evaluated and audited a brand in a $6 billion hair care niche. So all these episodes will be linked below. And Mr. Sandeep, thank you so much for sharing such valuable knowledge. And I think the audience is going to like this video. So make sure you comment below auto if you like this video and if you want this kind of video coming more from our side. So thank you so much. I'll see you again in next episode.
Thank you.